just smash the window, unlatch the brake, and Skinner plummets to his hilarious doom. Now he's safer than ever.
Did Bart become a good kid? Well, there's a reason for that. It was the Springfield Parade Day, and the police drove in with their newest armored vehicle. But trailing behind them was Springfield's real hero, the volunteer fire department. The firefighters kicked off the show with music and water guns, performing stunts on the road. The crowd cheered in admiration, and they stole the glory from the police. Bart got an idea for a prank. He climbed onto the fire truck and pulled the lever, sending a stream of water right into the officer's face. The officer turned the truck around, intending to teach them a lesson. The fire department quickly released foam to block them, causing the truck to slide out of control. The officer got stuck and couldn't stop the vehicle.
Someone call the police!
As the truck raced toward him, Apu decided to look at adult magazines before he died. He was shocked to be still alive, and thought this must have been divine intervention. Bart tried to explain to Homer that it wasn't him, since no one had seen him do it, but Homer's camera had recorded the evidence. Homer threatened to turn it in, and let Bart rot in jail, unless Bart promised to stop his pranks. Bart believed pranks were fine when he was young, but once you're older, they're crimes. Homer didn't accept Bart's reasoning, so Bart reluctantly agreed.
I promise!
Marge went to visit the injured Apu, and Homer reassured her not to worry, because Apu had 9 lives.
I am a Hindu, sir, not a cat.
Apu's brother urged him to face reality, and gave up on working at the store.
Nurse, transfer this man to the mental ward.
He comforted Apu by saying his son, Jamshed, would take over the business. Apu felt slightly comforted. When Apu recovered and returned to his shop, he was greeted by a photo of it. His store had been completely changed.
Hey, Uncle Apu.
Jamshed?
Jamshed died at band camp. I'm Jay now.
Explaining he had upgraded the store to fit the 21st century, Apu couldn't accept the changes. Jay showed Apu the new features, including a much cooler robber mannequin.
I'm afraid I must relieve you of your spare cash and a nice bottle of gin.
Apu admitted it was cool, but he just wanted to sell quick snacks for his friends to eat while driving. Jay no longer sold those things, but offered olives instead. It turned out that his friends didn't care about the food. They just liked hanging out at the store. But since Apu's brother held more shares in the business, Apu had no say in what happened. Apu once sold a customer a scratcher, but the customer hadn't scratched off the last part. When Apu scratched it, he revealed the store's biggest payout ever, $1.25. From then on, Apu became obsessed with scratchers, hoping for more big prizes.
Is that the same dime?
It started as a quarter.
But in the end, he was hospitalized for Scratcher's lung, and had to use his store shares to pay off the debts. One day, Milhouse came to Bart, wanting him to knock down a beehive with his slingshot. But Bart had retired from pranking. He was now good Bart. Milhouse decided to test Bart. The principal was about to extend the flag, and Willie, feeling thirsty, left his car. Bart had a brick in hand. Milhouse suggested smashing the window and releasing the brake, which would send the principal's car over the cliff. Instead, Bart wedged the brick in front of the tire. Milhouse tried to pull off the prank on his own, but he didn't realize that Willie had already left the brake off.
Oh!
Bart happily told Homer he got an A in the citizen evaluations, but Homer didn't care about such things. Lisa came over, sympathizing with Bart.
This family isn't the greatest at recognizing achievement.
And Bart finally understood why Lisa was so angry. Mo arrived at Apu's store, but Apu explained it wasn't his store anymore. Jay showed up and tried to take off Apu's vest.
This vest has a bullet hole for every time I have been shot. It is my lucky vest.
I love you, man, but you're fired. Forever.
Finally, Jay fired Apu from the store. Apu went to Mo's bar, and his friends wanted to help him get his store back. Mo suggested they have Bart pull a prank on the new store, but Homer thought he had just made Bart good. Apu asked Homer if friends or children were more important, and Homer realized Apu was right, so they decided to act.
Oh, gee, I guess you guys are gonna have to buy more beers.
Drunk Homer woke up Bart, asking him to prank Apu's store, but Bart refused. Ever since he stopped pranking, Homer hadn't choked him, and his throat had healed. Homer felt guilty, but just as he was about to go back to bed, Bart stopped him, saying he had awakened the sleeping demon. Bart and Milhouse quickly arrived at Apu's store, and Bart planned to shut off the power, which would spoil everything in the store. Lisa arrived to stop him, and made him look her in the eyes.
I see love.
Lisa explained that this was unconditional love. Bart understood. This meant he could do anything he wanted.
No!
The power went out, and the vegetables instantly aged 80 years. The meat grew maggots, and the bananas turned into butterflies. The customers quickly left. In the end, Bart turned the power back on, but a bag of hot massage stones fell into the trash. The store immediately caught fire. The fire department arrived, only to find that they had used up all their water during the parade.
Oh, let's get out of here.
After the fire, Apu apologized to Jay, but then found a scratcher in the rubble. He bought it and scratched it, winning $1 million. Finally, Apu's store reopened, and Apu gave Homer a golden squishy cup to thank him for his support, promising to give Homer free squishies for life.
This time it's 'cause I let Ralph drive.
I thought it was pretend.